You are watching the large morning meal after the cricket tournament in Bharat, and Pezza overnight, well, that was a spanking. GT, they bent them over and they spanked DC. Delhi lose their chance to move above MI in the top four in the race for the finals. The games are back in earnest, Pezza, but GT, will they ever miss a step? My word, they look good. 2 unbeaten hundreds and unbeaten 90 in the game. A fun time for bowlers. A fun time for the fans. Cricket is back. Some of the players aren't. But who is better than GT right now? They are running red hot.
Mate, the Death Star glides villainously and ominously into the finals overnight, he goes. And heartening to see a full Kotler out there in force. Familiar sights and sounds, noise, colour, atmosphere. There's Ashish Nehru with his backwards cap.
Hey.
There's a robot dog walking on with the players. Business as usual. Just as it is with our great friends, the mob who get you what you want in 10 minutes or less. Big Basket.
10 minutes, Andre.
Boys, big basket. 10 minutes, Andre, big basket. 10 minutes, Andre, big basket.
Big Basket, delivering in 10 minutes.
All right, well, let's have a look at the scores, Pezza. Let's have a look at the scores.
On the board.
DC, they had a stick first, and they made a really good score, 199. They thought,
Look at that.
They thought 190. That was going to be competitive. They were 800 runs short, Pezza, in the end. They absolutely cruised it, did Gujarat Titans. None down, no chances given. Chanceless 108 and a chanceless 93 from Shubman Gill did the business. It was 6 balls left. They were taking the piss by the end. Some of the shots were outrageous. KL Rahul bats nicely. 100 in the losing side. Good for him.
Oh.
He's having a great time in the sheds. Boys, any danger of going with me here, okay? I'm doing my best. Look, we need to get to training. Do you guys need another break? Okay?
Hey,
That's what he's asking.
Undefeated 100 in a 10-wicket loss. It's Shangri-La. It really doesn't get much better than that in terms of smug superiority in the sheds.
Yes.
Let's start there. First innings, he goes. I don't know how to make sense of that. Three for 199, 199 for 3, depending on your regional dialect. You're usually pretty happy with that. Like it's a generate innings kind of result, right? You got to chase 200 at home at the Kotler. Nowhere near enough. KL hits 50 off mid-30 deliveries. He goes up through the gears. He got a bit of help from Abhishek Parel. Felt like GT were pretty much keeping them in check. KL Rahul just with a clinical kind of rhythm to his innings. Axar helped out a bit. KL brings up his ton off 60 balls. It's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure 100 off 60 is still brilliant. But I don't I'm not sure if I'm showing my age with that. I don't know if it's one of these games where what happens? Like a team chases down the first innings and the player who made the most runs becomes the scapegoat.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that and I'm like this is where, if you want to show you're a cricket hipster, you go that was just it was a match losing 100.
Yeah.
100 off 60. 112, right?
112
red off
65,
60. So
yeah.
what's he striking at?
172, something like that. Yeah.
I reckon you can play around it. I think Carol's going. I think I.
Someone else chips in. It's probably a good score.
I've scored a confusing 100 overnight.
Right. I feel like 60's in the bracket now where it's about right. It's not the
you don't want a 7 in front of it.
No, God no.
You do not want a 7 in front of that 100. Yeah, that's tuk cricket. Good to be back. He's the first right-hander to score a century in IPL 25.
That sounded about right to me when I was watching it. I thought, have I seen another right-hander go?
And that again, it serves the theory that left-handed batting is cheating.
It's cheating.
It's just cheating.
It's cheating.
But 65 balls faced by KL Rahul today is the most by a batter this IPL season. He's like, how can you score 100 and we just criticise you? It's a great inning. It's class.
Well, the thing about watching him as well, I find, specifically KL Rahul, who's so easy on the eye. Kevin Peterson afterwards said the same thing. Therefore, I'm right what I'm saying.
Right. Even though last year he said it's like watching paint dry, but then he got hired by Delhi.
Yeah. Once again, changing content. But I feel like in this day and age in all sport, unless you're watching like the best thing ever, you have to disregard it.
Yeah.
So like sometimes if you praise KL Rahul, the criticism back at you is like, yeah, but he's never done it consistently across all 3 formats in all conditions.
At all times. Yeah.
I watch KL Rahul and I think, I'm just really enjoying watching him bat.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, but he averaged 33 in tests. He only scored 8 test hundreds. Therefore, he's shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's garbage. Like in football terms, right? Because Messi and Ronaldo, at the end of their careers, not at their peak anymore, it's like, okay, we need something new now. And there's this 17-year-old kid at Barcelona who's now doing better things than what Messi was doing at the same age. So it's like, oh, now he's the best ever. We need the best thing ever at all times. But like, I'm watching KL Rahul in full flight, and I'm like, this is just... It's so good to watch. Like, rarely has a guy timed the ball better than KL Rahul. And I guess the frustration for people is that, yeah, like when you watch him do it, not quite at the highest level, it's like the promise is so much that you want to, like, you're just like, show me this for India, you know? Show me it every time you come out to bat, otherwise you're garbage.
Well, like unless you're at Tendulkar's level, you failed.
Get out of here.
It's as simple as that. And for Tendulkar, he wasn't at Gavaskar's level. So
That's right.
Simple as that. Right, and Gavaskar wasn't at Nawab Patadi's level. Now,
He's got the
pretty
most,
sure I said that right.
He's got the most unbeaten hundreds in the IPL.
Yeah,
5.
yeah. So
5.
selfish.
So
That's how you.
well, he did leave the last ball of the innings, I'd say.
It's like now batters score 100 in the first innings, and they're like I'm going to be the reason we've lost this game.
I'm in trouble here.
Yeah. Like, this is why you got to get out.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, the first innings is not the story in any way other than to criticise the guy who scored runs.
That's right, yeah.
It's the second innings with Siddharthan and Gill. We're on to the second thing. I mean, where do you want to start here?
Mate, the shots that are happening are outrageous. Like, I don't know if we're watching cricket in 10 years' time, watching like old IPL highlights from 10 years ago, we might be like, oh, look how amateur it was.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And you'd be like, oh, if only I was born at a different time, I could have played 100 games for GT.
You don't look at any previous era and go like, oh, actually they were more advanced back then, except with back foot defense and forward defense.
But like, what are we watching when we're watching? Like, it's outrageous. The skill level of the batters is outrageous. Like the no-look sixes, the flicks from outside off stump, like balls going in every different direction from the same different delivery. It's fucked is what it is.
And the chat about Sai Sudarsan, and there is a vacancy in the test side.
Yes.
Right? There is a vacancy at the top of the order. Yes. Does like it looks like it has the shapes for test cricket. Now I've always said the test for being able to play on moist green decks at Edgbaston in an English summer are your T2000s in Delhi.
Yeah, Kotla.
Okay, at the Kotla.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But Siddharthan's doing this stuff where he's hitting no-look sixes off T Natarajan. And by no-look, I mean like he looks at the ball, he just doesn't watch it travel.
Yeah.
But this is cricket's version of no-look six.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to look at the fruits of his labour. Right? That's what a no-look six is. Yeah. So he plays the T20 shot, but then he plays this sumptuous on drive down the ground, the stuff of Bradman. Right? Bradman faced guys who lollipop the underarm, but still.
He played T-ball.
That's right. And that's the thing with Sai Sudarsan. You kind of like he can make love, but he can fuck. Like he
Yeah.
And I think that's where the excitement around him is. It's also that he just scores heaps of runs all the time, and his career is building. First year for GT, 300 odd runs. Second year last year, 500 odd runs. Now it's 600 runs. The trajectory is just going and going. It's orange cap now.
Yeah.
We got a tweet. We got a tweet from Pawan Kumar as well, explaining why Sai Sudarsan is the next guy.
Okay.
No drama like Karan Nair, friend of the show, I have to say. So this is an information exchange, by the way.
Sorry, you're seeing witness protection at the moment.
We can't use that picture, by the way. We're
playing by the rules.
We're playing by the rules and showing respect
Can we say his
to
name?
the law. I don't know what we can do. We'll find out, I guess. You just get an email. But no drama like Karan Nair, no PR like Nitish Reddy, no failure like Ishan Kishan, no bootlicking like Tilak Verma. All right. Sai Sudarsan, just pure talent. JPT, capital letters all over the place. Now, I'm not including that because I necessarily agree. I'm just saying this is the discourse.
I see.
This is the discourse
Which
out
course,
there.
sorry?
Discourse. I'm looking for a
see.
golf course in Brooklyn. But can we bring that up? Charlie didn't even get to the bit where it's actually Keno. He's playing Keno.
There's one for the fans there.
A shout out there. The people from Australia. But I mean, no ducks. And it's just, and look at the last few scores there as well. I actually think this is the problem with GT. This is the problem they've got into the finals.
Yeah, what's
They're
that?
so reliant on their top three that, like, what if someone goes through them? You know,
Right.
it's going to be cat pigeon stuff.
Right. What if some of their players go home?
Well, there's another tweet. What's the next one, Charlie, as well? And there's an answer for that. So this is from Ahmed Says. Shubman Gill and Silas Dustin got to know Joss Butler won't be available for the playoffs, so they decided to take more responsibility and chase 200 against TC without losing a wicket.
That makes sense to me.
So they're out there batting,
Yeah.
and this is the sort of analysis you can expect
Yeah.
from breakfast show cricket.
Yes.
But
breakfast show cricket.
But they were out there batting. They're like, Butler's not going to be.
He's not gonna be
He's not
here.
going to be in the qualifier in the
We need to
semis.
take more
So we're
responsibility.
going to not get out now.
Yeah.
They would have got out otherwise.
Yeah.
because Butler's there.
Yeah, that makes sense. So the race for the orange cap has been changing every night for 2 months, basically. But
fascinating.
But there is the award that everyone wants, which is the emerging player of the
Oh, I think
season.
it's how the Rupe 4 goes.
and the caveats for the emerging player of the season are quite broad. It's a broad church.
broad
thing.
caveat. Yeah.
It's the
Can Donny get it?
I think so. Yeah. But I think he's a red hot shot for winning the emerging player of the
Silas
season.
Dawson.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he'd probably prefer to debut in Test cricket
Yes.
in a month's time. But
Yeah.
he also might be wearing the orange cap and get the emerging player of the season on debut.
I like it.
in England over there.
I want to talk about. So that's that. So I want to talk about Shubman Gill though.
Yeah, okay.
Why don't we do it via Flash Dog? Why don't we do it via Flash Dog? Flash Dog brought to you by Big Basket. Anything in 10 minutes.
When we did, was it in Mumbai or was it Bangalore? The show we did on stage there, and people were excited by Flash Dog, and they were excited by Stat Dog.
They wanted Stat Dog though.
And then people started to bark, but the barking back at us, there was I would say a few hundred people barking at us on stage, which is a completely normal experience to have.
And you know what's even less normal? Not the first time that's happened in our live shows as well. All over the world, people just love to bark at us.
But the barking,
Aussies barking.
the barking was like high pitched. It was like "Arr, arr."
Yeah,
it wasn't aggressive.
Couple were howling at the moon
Yeah,
as well.
well, it was a full moon.
Well, that'll happen then.
Yeah,
I joined in. It's one of those contagious things. People start doing it. Everyone's doing it. Feels awesome.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, Shubman. Now here goes. So Shubman Gill, India's prince, the anointed king.
Yes.
If you read the tea leaves of the media, he makes 93 red
Yep.
in this innings, and he took a look at 100. Shubman. And frighteningly for any opposition in global cricket, and I think the rest of this tournament itself, which I can't name, and he says, no, I don't want it. I don't need it. I play for the team. Si, it's yours. And I think if you squint hard enough, you can just about see the legends of Indian cricket leadership up there on Mount Rushmore. You know, Gavaskar, Dev, Dhoni, Tendulkar, Lalit Modi, and Srinivasan. And they're just saying, they're whispering into the air, he understands it now.
I see.
He understands it now. I mean, was Shubman's rejection of 100, let's face it, he could have got it if he wanted. Is this the scariest thing for the rest of world cricket because he's now catapulted himself into the category of a mature leader who is team first?
Interesting. With Virat Kohli,
Or did he just not get the strike?
he didn't get the balls he wanted to Pongo. With Virat Kohli's retirement recently, we've seen some Team Rohit guys online against some Team Kohli guys online.
Interesting.
And I have seen one innings where Kohli declared an innings in a test match where he was on 49. And that was sort of showing like how much of a team player he was because he didn't go to the 50.
50, yeah.
Because everyone knows like how much doing that with your bat to your teammates would mean to
It's
a
big for
cricketer.
Jadeja.
That's right. So maybe the selflessness is as important as the runs itself. Once you reach a certain level. So I've got a list here of the fastest to 5,000 runs in T20s by innings. So Chris Gale's first, then KL Rahul, Sean Marsh, Devon Conway, Babar Azam, then Shubman Gill. That is one of the most confusing lists of players that have played T20 cricket that I've ever seen. Chris Gale, KL Rahul, Sean Marsh, Devon Conway, Babar Azam, Shubman Gill. Now, like they're all fine players, don't get me wrong, but like I don't know. Like I'm also confused by how good 5,000 runs is. Feels like a lot, but they play so many that I don't know what the barrier. It's not like Test cricket where like 10,000 is, like
Getting there quickly is handy, I suppose.
I suppose so, yeah. But it probably just means you play more games.
There's a couple of names in there. You're like, oh, I wish that name wasn't in there for various reasons.
A little bit, but he likes batting with Sai Sudarsan. So they've got the most 100-plus run partnerships by pair in an IPL. Kohli and AB de Villiers first, Kohli and Chris Gale second, and then Shubman Gill, Sai Sudarsan with seven 100-plus run
And
partnerships
they're
in
young.
the IPL.
They're young as well.
And hungry.
A devilish combination.
The only thing with Shubman Gill, he's coming to a new phase of his life because, as we suggest, like it is reported that he's next cab for the captaincy for the armband.
There's a rank. Cabs are coming in, and he's the first cab there.
Now, like as we know, Pezza, like you can be a famous cricketer in India, but once you become the captain, you reach the new like stratosphere of celebrity and pressures and stress. And we know that because we were born in Sydney. We do a podcast, so we sort of understand and we get what it's like. But that next stage of his life is quite interesting because like the pressure that will come with that, will he be able to handle the criticism, and all the pressures that come with that following his life, all those sorts of things,
Well, he's had a week of rampant global speculation about his ascension to the Indian captaincy. I don't think everybody agrees with it. There's several senior players in the side who would have a pretty good shout at it as well, I would have thought. But it looks like GG is wants the new generation, and Gill is the guy. There would have been plenty of opportunity in that week for him to, buckle under the pressure. But instead, he comes out in the first game to play and it destroys the opposition.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful exhibition of captaincy and batting. And as I said, his teammate scores the 100. He says 93. That'll do me. And all of a sudden, GT look, every inch the winners of this year's cricket tournament.
He's already achieved so much, Shubman Gill, in his short career so far. How old is he? 25. 25.
Yeah.
So he's already won the IPL with GT. Now he's captaining the side for the second year, I think it is. And if he won at this, I mean, he has the best GT, the best team, right? I think we'd agree with that. I know they've just played a great game last night, but they are top of the table and they look imperious at the moment. So like if he was captain and then captained an IPL winning side, there's just another check on their career highlights list, I suppose. He's in a good spot, I guess. Helps when you score runs as well.
Yeah, but he's not immune from us always wanting more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He hasn't completely nailed Test cricket by age 25, especially away from home. So is he really there? Yeah, and concerns. Are there alarm bells ringing at BCCI headquarters Mumbai?
Yeah. The team hasn't made the World Test Championship final. Sure, he wasn't captain or part of that really, but it's not really my problem.
Exactly.
So
there's a couple of question marks there.
Couple of question marks.
All right, three themes of just one of the most schizophrenic analysis of Shubman Gill.
And we know about Shubman Gill.
And we know about it.
We know about it.
Friend of the show.
He's a friend.
Friend of the show.
Friend. Yeah.
Three teams are qualified now with this result overnight. Here goes. So it's 3-1 for that fourth spot.
Okay.
Can we put that up? We can. And
those are just cities. They're just a list of cities.
A list of cities in India. How long will that joke last? Maybe it's already finished. But I want to take a moment to shout out Punjab Kings, who too won overnight, courtesy of Shreyas Iyer and some mates. They've spent a long time looking up at the big boys in the finals.
Yeah.
And under Ponting, year one, the Ponting Shreyas axis, a couple of Aussies in there as well. They've got themselves in the finals straight away. And now it's really race for top two stuff. Really, that's what we're talking about for those guys.
A second bite of the cherry.
Where you get two bites of the cherry. You're not offered a cherry. You get one. You bite it once, enjoy the sweet nectar of the cherry. You get two.
Yeah, you get two.
I mean, it's pretty clear that that's better. LSG needs to win tonight against Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Right.
Pat Cummins' Sunrisers Hyderabad to stay in the hunt. Otherwise, Mumbai versus Delhi looms as a legitimate knockout game. And I don't know. We know that RCB and Punjab Kings they're the fun teams. Frankly, other teams have good players. Don't get me wrong. We can respect them and analyse them till the cows come home. They will come home. But they're the two fun teams. But when I do look at GT, everything about them is clinical. It's a dependable top three.
Yeah.
The fire of Siraj, Rashid Khan always a threat. Prashid Krishna bowling pace. Ashish Neer patrolling the boundary. as we've discussed, Syed Hassan, Shubman Gill, Butler will be with them to the finals. And you got Sai Keeshaw's gaze, which lingers for several seconds longer than is socially acceptable.
Yeah,
I mean,
loves running when he takes a wicket.
absolutely. So everything about GT is looking. Just the ingredients look there.
Yeah, I think we have said this before, but I'll say it again. I mean, you're looking at RCB and Punjab as the fun teams, you know, as a teams that like as the neutral would be getting behind because look, GT they've already done it. MI, you know, record most wins with Chennai as well. So like we've already seen it, you know, we've already seen it. Whereas like how fun it will be if the new teams win. For instance.
RCB's a story. Let's cut straight
Call
to
it
the
out.
chase.
Let's call it
I mean,
out.
It's Kohli. It's 18 season. He's number 18. They made it rain the other night so they could qualify. You know, Chinnaswamy. It's hyperactive. You know, that's the story.
But they
It's
can,
simple
only,
as that.
they can only win at Chinnaswamy if we're there. So,
Yeah, true,
unless we're going back.
Don't know if the bowling's really there. I think Hoff is big inclusion for them. Overcoming his shoulder niggle there. But yeah, I mean, let's just cut to the chase. There's other really good cricket teams, and they'll probably and RCB are going to have to do something pretty special to overcome their torment.
Look, GT are so impressive and clinical, and they to me they're the best team.
RCB, I mean, we've seen RCB do it though. We've seen them do it.
I've got no interest in watching GT win the IPL. There, I said it.
Hashtag RCGC, not even a question that came into us. It's just the last few questions that have come into us on different things are on different topics. So I thought, why don't we just go with the GOAT? I mean, look, I don't know. Mufadal versus Quick Crazy Johns, I don't know where I'm sitting on it yet. I think it's like Messi, Ronaldo. You can respect both for what they do.
Yeah.
Right? But we're going with Quick Crazy today.
Okay,
Charlie likes that. Charlie likes. I don't know. Let us know what you think, Mufadal. Quick. I mean, I respect both. Mufadal's been a G to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
He's helped.
One played in such an impressive system amongst other great players and was more technical, and the other was more of a physical presence. You know, just a complete freak. Now you decide which one I'm talking about there, but those are just the facts.
Can someone let us know? Like the Quick Crazy is like a generic prefix. There's a lot of people who are Quick Crazy on Twitter.
Quick Crazy Nikhil as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's just sitting underneath for me. That's a Neymar situation. He has his moments.
He never won the Ballon d'Or.
He has his moments.
He missed out.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Loves the party.
Sliding to it.
Loves the party.
And his sister.
Anyway, Quick Crazy says, history by Shreyas Iyer, first captain in IPL history to qualify in the playoffs. Those both boys. Hey, Quick Crazy and Mufadal have been great to us.
We love the boys.
We love the boys.
Yeah.
Just it's a couple of guys in Australia who are trying to understand the culture. That's it.
Yeah.
Shreyas Iyer becomes first captain in IPL history to qualify in the playoffs with 3 different teams. I mean, is it the Shreyas Iyer effect? Is it the Shreyas Iyer cinematic universe?
Yeah,
meant to say.
I think we've said this before. I think we've said this before. I think someone else is pulling the strings. Don't worry about that. But I think we've said this before that when Ponting got the job at Punjab, there, first thing he said was, "I want him. I want him.
Yeah.
Go get him."
I know what that is.
They
Yeah.
spunked a whole bunch of cash on him. They spunked their load on him.
Yeah.
And he's returned the investment. I think it's great having Punjab there. It's great having Punjab there.
Yeah, that's right. I completely agree. Well, what a wonderful analysis of that game.
And that's what's the name of the show again? I forget.
Big cricket show.
It's the large morning meal after the cricket tournament in Bharat, which is less. It doesn't roll off the tongue as much, but those are the parameters that we're working in.
Be respectful.
A great night of action, Pezza, and we'll be back tomorrow for more tournament action.
We'll be back for a lot.
We'll be back
for a lot of games.
Oh, we're coming in hot for the finals.
Yeah.
We're coming in hot for the finals. Click subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys on the internet tomorrow. Cheers.